So again, welcome back to me, welcome back to Thailand. True Blue Thai here from Thailand. One Sao here in Thailand. Let's get those mixed up, those S.A. Sao. Let's go. It is Saturday morning here in Thailand, and sun's up, etc. A bit cloudy, a bit chilly. Got up at 5 o'clock again this morning, freezing cold. 20 degrees. It got down to about a block of ice. So I had to put my had to move into the sofa. There was a colleague curling up on the sofa. And I was listening to Nobbins and his take on the why Man City are not playing well at the moment. So I've just been been attacked by a marangwan, a fly. If someone had said to me, what is the most annoying animal, for instance, in the world? To me, I would say flies. They really are. They think they have a God-given right, to jump on you, and you push them away, and they come back every 10 seconds. And over here they're paying the butt. Anyway, so guys, it's game day, but also it's because it's bounce back weekend this weekend. It's called bounce back this weekend. So Manchester City play Wolves today, for instance, at 3 o'clock UK time, 10 o'clock my time, and so 10 p.m. my time. And for instance, and then we've got tomorrow the ladies play 11:55. Come up with that stupid idea. 11:55 against in the London Lionesses. So very disgraceful they're taking the Lionesses name, and so for instance, so they're playing against the London City, playing against the London Lionesses in the WSL. We're bouncing. The City Ladies hopefully will be bouncing back, and with a great determination. For instance, after the defeat against Chelsea, the lucky Chelsea again. And Chelsea play against Arsenal, for instance, so hopefully Arsenal can do us a favour, because it's a massive game next week between Chelsea and City at the Joe Stadium next week. So and if we can go 9 points clear, for instance, coming into that game, etc., that'd be brilliant at top of WSL, because that's what we want to win, and we want to win over lucky Chelsea. So, anyway, so good luck to the ladies tomorrow. I'll be talking about the ladies in another vlog, which I've done, we'll see what Andre has to say, and so hopefully we can bounce back against the Lionesses, our defeat, tomorrow. So, but today is bounce back for Manchester City boys against Wolves at the Etihad Stadium. So for instance, and Pep's had his chat. So I did a review of the game, a preview of the game yesterday, and so the teams, what I expect, etc. So there's nothing really changed over that. Regarding, and it's just basically what the Pep's comments and anything else which we've learned. Again, learning new things every day. What was interesting for me was watching the likes of Savinho, on that great machine at the moment, etc. It's like a treadmill, and with his body supported, and he's running on it. So Savinho, regardless of how people feel about him, but it's a body, and we need him back. As a winger, for instance, a substitute or whatever you want to call, but he's an important player for us, and we need players back. So it looks like Savinho is running again, so I don't know how far he'll be awake. So that's in good direction. Still don't know about Nico Gonzalez. For instance, recovering from his knock. I think we need Nico Gonzalez more for Galatasaray next Wednesday. So, for instance, which is going to be a hell of a game, and more than we do need him tomorrow. We've also we also need Matías Núñez. Now I was looking at the gallery, training gallery yesterday, and I might have seen a blurred picture of Matías Núñez on the training pitch yesterday. So I hope he's back, Núñez. I think he's an important player. I think we've missed on the right side, and so it's how important that player is, etc. For instance, and even though Rico Lewis is do a spirited job, as Pep said to me, he's not a defender, he's a midfielder, and but we're playing him in defence. So I'd rather have Nathan Aki playing the right back over Rico Lewis. But hopefully today, for instance, we shouldn't have having to use him too much, regardless of the teams. So, but because Nathan Aki is a defender, so so we should be playing Nathan Aki there. So hopefully the back line should read Donnarumma, what's it called? Ryan Ignori. I'd rather have Ryan Ignori, and then we'll have. Then we can put Matt Gahey. What's it called? Welcome to my city. First game, and Kuzinov, and what's it called with Nathan Aki. What's it called? The back line. That's where I prefer. But we'll see. Midfield, I'd rather have Nicholas O'Reilly supporting what's it called, Rodri in midfield, and give us more support in midfield, more for Rodri, Bernardo Silva, and what's it called, and then Tiana Reinders, and then hopefully Doku Semenko and Omar Mamouche will probably be at the front, and giving Foden and what's it called, Erling Haaland a rest. But we'll see. But you know, with Pep, etc., we'll just play him. Poor Omar. Omar's got to play. He's got to start. He really is. I'm sure he's itching to start. Anyway, guys. So let's have a quick see. Because I am furious at the moment. I really am. Typical City, Johnny at Typical City, he did a very good what's it called, vlog yesterday, for instance, talking about the likes of Gabriel Agbonlahor. He's a muppet, that guy. That's a total and utter muppet. Calling Pep Guardiola a checkbook manager, for instance. I think it's disgusting to do that. It really is. It's below the belt, and this guy is just one chromosome away from what's it called, a balloon. He really is. He's just a complete idiot, and you know. But the problem is, etc. You'll have so many morons, etc. Who will follow. And then Pep will be treated as a checkbook manager because of the money Manchester City spent, which is totally. If you break it down, look at how Manchester City is made. Go to City Brain, what's it called, this website where she shows you the breakdown of Manchester City spending, and compared to other clubs, even the likes of the Rags, the Liverpool, Arsenal, blah blah blah, and you know honestly, and what we spend and what we spend on players compared to the players we're losing and we're expected to lose, have lost and losing and expected to lose in the future. What's it called? All we are doing is replacing new players. What's it called, with the players who's leaving. And also we're reducing our wage bill considerably as well, you know, because the likes of Jack Grealish, Kevin De Bruyne, for instance, and John Stones, who will be gone, and then you've got Bernardo Silva, you've got Makila Kanji, for instance, gone, you've got who else? What's it called? Nathan Aki will go, for instance, and replacing, you know, so we're just replacing with new players. So, for instance, are we not allowed to do that? Are we not allowed to do that, Gabby? You know, you stupid idiot. Should stop being so gabby and shut your flipping trap, you idiot, stupid moron, and coming out and calling Pep Guardiola a checkbook manager. I think it's disgusting. It really is. You know, for instance, you know, they act like Man City is the only team that spends money. You know what I mean? It's just absolutely ridiculous. Liverpool can spend all this money, what's it called, and nobody gives a blinks an eye, and then nobody's calling Klopp a checkbook manager. Arsenal, for instance, how they spent the size of their squad and how much the size of their bench of professional football players all being benched, not getting a start, but nobody's moaning about that Arsenal's squad. But Manchester City's by one goddamn player, and it's a national catastrophe. Oh, why can Man City spend all this money in 115 and 115 and 115? Fuck off! You know, honestly, Jim White, go to hell, you piece of garbage. I avoid you like the plague, etc. For instance, you really are, but you're about as annoying, Jim White, as this damn bud store, this guy here, chopping up wood, blowing up wood, and I have to listen to this every day. And I don't have to listen to you, but what's it called? But I see the fact that you've been bitching about whining about Manchester City. The players also, as a gesture to the fans who've gone up to Norway, what's it called? And I've lived in Scandinavia for 10 years. I know what it's like in Norway. I know how expensive in Norway. I've gone there, what's it called? And it's a gesture. They've offered to repay the £25 back for the tickets as a gesture, right? No other club I have seen do that. I think there might have been one in the past, etc., but I can't remember. But do Spurs do it? Do Chelsea do it? Do Arsenal do it? Do United do it? For all your poor performances you've done? Have you ever done that? No. Man City do it, and we get highly criticised by it. All we're doing is a gesture, what's it called, to say that we respect our fans and we're sorry. But nobody, the city captains got together to decide it and said, listen, this is, whatever, as a way of saying we've messed up, right? Okay, so for instance, and but as anybody else, but all we're doing is getting criticised for it, criticising for a gesture. Right, okay, no, for instance, yeah, and they're saying, oh well, these guys earn so much money a week. Yeah, but they didn't have to pay it. I was like, just if you're working for a charity, if you give to a charity and if you give a percentage of money to a charity and you're earning a lot more, what's it called, and you give a percentage, what's it called, are you chastised? They didn't have to do it, but they did it. They did They did it. So why are the players being chastised by Simon Jordan? Why and Southern-based biased media? Because they are. It's this again, mainstream, two-tier, mainstream, Southern-based biased media having a go at Man City again. It's either 115, it's Pep Guardiola, it's the players, it's the new recruits, it's everything. And checkbook manager, disgusting. You need to be taken out, you lot. Anyway, so let's go and have an update on the Pep has had a chat. Well, again, for instance, we'll talk about the fitnesses, and Pep was in the second part of his conference because it's very similar to, because he was talking about how the fact that, for instance, we had this Simon Bioski was asking about, who does the Mainstream News. He's basically was talking about the injury crisis we got now compared to last season. And Pep said no, it started off in November last season, but it started with survived till January. Why is that? Because of the amount of games we're playing, the amount of rest the players are getting. Again, if you look at Erling Haaland, he's playing near enough every single game. Now people say again, I need to address this. People are keep moaning about the fact that, for instance, Pep Guardiola is responsible for picking these players every game, right? Okay, and then but the thing, some City fans, I see, will sit there and criticise Pep for playing these players to death. But, and I see this when players do a starting lineup for each game, right? Do you know what they've heard about? They have the same players. What Pep Guardiola's played are near enough. They always have Erling Haaland in. They always have Donnarumma in. They always have Rodri in, or whatever, or Nico Gonzalez, whatever. But it's all about the same players. Why? Because it's our best team. So if we're putting on a couple of realising these players have played too much, etc. Let's put in an EDS player. The players will go. The fans will be going crazy. The reason why Pep Guardiola plays these players consistently is because they're the best players, and the fans, when they're picking the team for Manchester City game against Wolves today, will probably pick Erling Haaland, maybe not Erling Haaland, probably maybe not, but normally play the same players, etc. What Pep will pick. So it's easy to sit there and slag off Pep and say blah blah blah. But the reason why we pick up Erling Haaland is because he's the best player. The best striker, the world's best striker, right? Now, so for instance, you can criticise Pep and say, well, why are you paying? You're slugging these guys to death, etc. and blah blah. But you're picking them in your fantasy football, or your if I do a Manchester City preview, of starting 11 on the Man City website today, I'll probably pick. I probably won't pick Erling Haaland today, but normally you would put Erling Haaland as a guaranteed starter, okay, because he's part of your best team. So, people can sit there and slag off Pepper saying, oh, why are you playing this? But because they're the best players. They're the number one players. So, yeah. But again, because of the size of the squad, and also, for instance, we don't have alternatives, etc. But, we'll see. So anyway, so he was asked about Savinho. So he's back running again. I told you about I've just seen him a picture on City yesterday. Was called him running on a machine. Nico Gonzalez, he said he's uncertain. Also on Kovacic. Someone asked about Kovacic. I saw a picture. I said yesterday I saw a picture with him and Guardiola. Because they're very good friends, and on the treatment table, big smiles, etc. Got to keep the video up, etc. And a bit more, because again, it must be tough not playing, just recovering from injury. So both won't be back for at least April, I expect, at the earliest. So and then you've got but hopefully Nunes, etc., recovering from this flu. Everybody knows flu is about 3 weeks. Hopefully we've got some, give him a concoction or something, and hopefully we'll see him. I think the most important for me about Nunes will hopefully be Galatasaray, because Galatasaray is a must-win, and even though Wolves is a must-win, but I think we'll probably need our defence against Galatasaray more stronger than we probably will against Wolves, because I can't see Wolves attacking us very much, even though. Okay, so Savino, the New Year's Day. I was talking about Savino still yesterday, and Kovacic is. Okay, now let's talk about that. He said it's been a tough start for the new calendar of this year's side, winning just 2 games and 7 games in 4 competitions. Despite that, remain handily placed in the Premier League and still have automatic progress in the round 16. On top of that, we are the 4th round. Okay, so we're doing too bad. He says also you needed to not disrespect Bodo Glimt too much, etc., because they did get a draw against Dortmund 2-2. I'm sure they got a draw against Juventus as well, and they did get into this quarterfinals, semi-finals of the Europa League. They're not as bad as they're not Exeter, for Christ's sake, and again, they're playing on a bouncy pit, what's it called, a bendy ball. The one thing that was talked about the artificial pitch compared to a normal grass pitch is the bounce of the ball. And I remember looking at one of the goals, etc., where Max Vane was trying to judge a ball which was coming over his head, etc., and it bounced, but it bounced right up. And by that time, the Bodo guy was right on his back, and I think he understood about the bounce of the ball. So, for instance, I think you can clearly see the difference between the bounce of the ball on an artificial pitch compared to a bouncing ball on a normal pitch, where Marcelini's not used to playing on a artificial pitch, where you've got the likes of the Bodo guy, for instance, who probably understands it better. So, but not an excuse. But again, yeah. So let's also get me more information about that. Very annoying. So they cut wood. I have to listen to that every day. It doesn't do it all the time, etc., but it is very annoying. Right, let's also have a quick look. Tijjani Views also been speaking. We were devastated to lose against the Rags, and you want to win every Manchester Salford derby. We didn't see it coming and how we lost this. We have to keep confidence in ourselves. Luckily, we play every 3 games, and now we have ready for the next game against Wolves, and we have to keep going. Tijjani Views, we have to do the basics right and win games. It's important thing is where you get the energy from. I'm sure we'll get there. We have a lot of qualities we showed at the end of the 2025 with our streak, and we can do it again. We lost a bit of momentum, and I'm pretty sure we can get it back as soon as possible. Pep Guardiola, we're still here in all 4 competitions. Hopefully our fans can feel that we get back. On the solution to rentless football fixtures, talk about it's again it's just, but again it's the size of the squad. Do we need to be like Arsenal, have 2 squads? But again, for instance, they got 2 squads. You got people moaning. Jamie Doku had a knock, so for instance he wasn't fully fit because he got kicked in the knee by a certain rag. And yes, so I think for me, a lot of it is all down to the fact that, for instance, a lot of teams playing on a counter attack, and if we leave Rodri by himself in the midfield, etc., well, we push up too far up there and we lose the ball, and they counter attack against us, like the Rags have done, like the leaving Rodri, who's still not 100% back to his best, etc. For instance, he's shown glimpses of it, but he's been a year out, and we've got to give the guy time to get back, etc. But that's the reason why it's important to have Nico Gonzalez. So losing Nico Gonzalez is a massive headache, because we needed them both to kind of like play together, or kind of like interchange between each other. But now having Rodri now, he has got to play every game now. Until Nico Gonzalez gets back. So that's not ideal at all. So, but the thing is, we're leaving him too exposed, and we lose the ball, and I can't see Wolves causing us too many problems today. I really can't. And people are talking about, well, I can't. You're not gonna. They're not as fast attacking. They're not like Bodo Glimt. They won't not like Brighton. You wouldn't like say, for instance. But they will probably try and exploit for instance, what's happened where they probably see Manchester City's weakness in our midfield. That's the reason why we need someone like Nicholas O'Reilly, Bernardo Silva in our midfield, etc., and stay there and don't move too far forward, etc. To protect the midfield, which protects with the back. The likes have got Gehi and Kuzinov at the back now. Gives me more confidence. But again, I think that's where we're losing. That's where we're losing our hold on the game. We can't commit too many players forward just in case we lose on the counter attack, and and let them have the ball. And this is where we were winning before. I think we need to step back 5 yards and allow teams to have more chance of the ball, and then we can counter attack on them. And I think that's where we were winning in the early part of the season, where we are not doing now. Anyway, but I still fancy Man City to win handsomely today. I feel we'll get back, etc. 3-0 win for me. JSCG was going for 1-0. Other City fans were like a 2-0 win. So but I think Wolves are a better team, but they are Wolves. They are bottom of the league at the moment. I know they're doing all right. But hopefully Manchester City will get an early goal, and that will settle the nerves, and then we can go on and win the game, etc. comfortably. And they might get the odd chance. Again, the Premier League sides will get chances against Manchester City, against any team. But I expect us to bounce back today, and then Anyway, guys, I'm going to love you and leave you. True Blue Tie from Thailand. Like and subscribe. Tell me what you're thinking. What's on your mind? How are you feeling about today? Are you going? Good luck to you, and I'll speak to you tomorrow after the game, and hopefully for a Manchester City win.